this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolate?
Yeah, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my god, you gotta see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am the Josh Wingate. Welcoming Josh Kimmel OUS. Make sure to follow us on all the social media platforms at Mugs and Balls, and make sure to also follow the network at Fins Talk Sports
Network.
Yeah, there you go. We are having trouble streaming to Twitch for some reason.
I didn't do that.
It is telling us this may be an issue on Twitch's end, so we apologize for that.
Yeah, Twitch
but anyway,
viewers, if you're out there, Twitch viewers, I apologize.
How are you doing today, Kimmel?
You know, the opening to the show,
Yep,
just is so full circle right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really is.
How so?
I don't watch college football. It's one of the most boring sports in the history of the world. Just the way they do business, conduct business. The coaches think they're bigger than the game. Everyone is just out of control. It's just nonsense. Nothing makes sense. Transfer portals, nothing makes sense.
Transfer portal is crazy now.
It's just nothing makes sense.
So, you know who made the playoffs, correct?
Yeah, I know it's Hold on, don't help me here, guys. Do not help me. Yeah. Alabama, Michigan, Washington, Texas.
Yes, sir. I have a huge problem with this.
I have
huge problem.
Listen. Before we get into,
I feel like we're going to be very on point. We're gonna
line up
the same thing. Yeah, we're gonna believe the same thing here.
I am so happy, Georgia, because when I saw they lost,
and
I love you, Josh, and I'm not trying to this isn't a rag on you, but when they lost, I'm like, they better not be in the playoffs. Because like the opening said,
I felt the same thing. I felt the same thing.
It's like the opening said, Georgia lost and they still made the playoffs that year. It pissed me off.
Well, the reason they made the playoffs that year is because they were one of the best teams in college football. And I think they went on to win the national championship that year, which shows you that they were. But there wasn't an undefeated team that year. So that's why they were able to do it. And I will tell you, this year, this Georgia football team is not like years past. This Georgia football team's defense is not like it has been in the past. The offense is better, but they struggle to stop people. They struggle to get a pass rush. It's not like years past. So I've said previously, if Georgia loses, they do not deserve to be in the playoffs. But how do you keep an undefeated team out of the playoffs? A team that was, I believe, number 4 going into it. They did not lose. A team that was number 7 or 8 prior to beating Georgia jumps up 3, and you have the undefeated team move back after winning. How does that happen?
Well, like I said, I do not watch a lot of college football. I do want to acknowledge Raphael. Yes, Tua is going to be on the Manning cast. I cannot wait. That's going to be super fun. I don't watch the regular broadcast, only Manning cast. But how in the hell does an Alabama team jump a Florida State? That's what you're saying. That's what you're asking me.
Yeah. How? A team that is one loss, lost to Texas. Like, yeah, I get they have a really good one loss on their schedule. I guess so does Georgia. But guess who doesn't have a loss on their schedule? Florida State. Yeah, you can talk about they lost their starting quarterback. But guess what? Their backup quarterback came in and beat a ranked opponent in a championship game. That means something. And one player should not keep an entire team out of the playoffs.
Can I say something real quick? Yeah. I watched that Florida State Louisville game. I tried to. It was one of the most boring games I've ever seen in my life. But they still won. You're right. But put them against Alabama. Put them against Michigan. That's not good television. It's going to end up being.
I get that.
It's going to be very bad television.
You're taking away an entire team season and their entire makeup for the season
Yep.
off of one player getting hurt. You're telling me that one player getting hurt. Hey, buddy. You're telling me that one.
Hold on, you keep talking. He wants to tell me something.
Yeah. You're telling me that one player getting hurt ruins it for the rest of them. I fully do not agree with that. I think that is the wrong strategy. And I can guarantee you that college football would try and push that envelope on if it looked good for them for someone else. But because it's going to get them better ratings to put in Alabama, they decided to put Alabama in over Florida State. And I think it's completely wrong. They feel like you need to have an SEC team. You do not. Put a Florida State team in, you're going to get the same rate.
When you realize that everything is a work and everything is seriously like they want ratings, they want money, they want viewers. Nobody's going to sit there and watch Michigan, Florida State when everyone knows Florida State doesn't have a chance. These matchups are better.
I mean, technically,
they're better for the viewers.
It should be Michigan, Texas versus Washington, Florida State.
And no one's going to watch that. I mean, people will watch it because it's college football and there's money on the line. People are going to gamble. But the casual people like myself who doesn't watch, I'm not watching that game just because there's no star power. There's nothing to it. It's just a beat up team that can't even score 10 points on Louisville.
There's a lot of big names in that. Florida State's a big college.
It's a big college. You're right. But is Washington a big college? And is Florida State big enough than Texas, than Alabama? No, they're not.
I think they're pretty big. I mean, I would put them as one of the top ACC schools as like how big they are and how nationally ranked they are as far as.
Would you put Miami up there?
In this decade, no. I would put Florida State.
I wouldn't put Florida State in this decade either.
Really?
They haven't been that phenomenal. They haven't really done anything.
They had the Jameis Winston era where I believe they went to a national championship.
That was almost, how long ago was that? I'm serious.
I do have a beer with
me. I don't. How long ago was that Jameis Winston run? Had to be
8 years ago, probably.
I don't know. All you ACC people in the chat, tell us what that is, because I don't. College football is so lame. It just is. It's gonna. And you know what's gonna happen, Josh? Every year, it's gonna happen where it's always who's got snubbed. And people gotta understand, if it's Alabama versus whoever, it's gonna be Alabama, because they sell. They just sell. They're gonna get the viewers. It's
Christian Ponder. Do you not remember the Christian Ponder era?
Christian Ponder was awesome. Christian Ponder, 2014. So out of this decade, Josh.
So 9 years. I don't think Viking Dave knows how to count there.
That is 9 years. 2014.
Yeah,
15,
he said 10
16,
years ago.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I mean, we're close to 2024. Like really close.
Yeah, we are
close.
Yep.
Can we talk about can we stop talking about college football because it's boring as hell? Can we talk about how this was the most boring NFL week of all time? That nothing happened.
You thought this was a boring NFL week?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I saw that too. You have a ghost back there. I don't know what.
Dude,
happened.
My monitors are off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I saw that too.
All right.
Yeah, it's December of 2023. That is 9 months or 9 years, 11 months, bud. Do the math, clown.
Okay. Can we talk about how this is the most boring NFL week of all time? Tell me something important that happened.
Well, Dallas beat Seattle.
Okay.
The 49ers laid the hammer on the Philadelphia Eagles, which, if you have been listening, I have been telling you is going to happen because the Eagles are not a top 5 team, and they were prior to going into this the worst one-loss team going in the history of the NFL.
So again, nothing new. So nothing newsworthy. Okay, what else? What else happened?
I mean, I thought the Broncos-Texans game was very good. You didn't watch that game?
I watched the game. I don't really. Okay, what else happened? 2 teams that don't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Okay, what else happened?
I felt that you were given more credit along the line here. And I think your monitor did the same thing again. It's going crazy. I also feel like you were validated a little more with the Lions.
I'm validated.
Yeah, because the Lions nearly lost to the Saints last week.
Mm-hmm.
I
knew that. Okay.
And then the Chiefs Packers game was really good as well.
I did not watch a snap of that because I was so. Let me tell you about yesterday, and this is serious. I watched football. I started to watch it, but before that, I was grinding God of War, trying to beat the game before Sunday.
Yeah,
finally beat it. Ragnarok, I defeated. I am the God of War now, so that's the title. If anyone else beats God of War, you may become God of War and take the title from me. Yeah, Ragnarok. Freya, Odin. I killed Odin.
Yeah.
I am now.
Ragnarok is like their heaven, right? Or is that Valhalla?
No, Valhalla is Ragnarok comes destroys Odin, and I killed Odin, so therefore I am Ragnarok. Anyway, then I watched football, all day until about 3:00 because the games were so freaking boring. What a boring slate of games. The Colts and the Titans were headlining Red Zone. Two nobodies. The Texans and Broncos were putting up a snooze fest. We saw Tank Dell get a freaking broken leg, which was awful. That was boring. I woke up in the middle of the 4:00 games, and again,
you're just an old man, and you're
nothing
just
nothing was going on. The 49ers were blowing out the Eagles. So when I woke up again,
you go into that game, and I hope my mom is watching because we had a holiday party and they were like, "Oh, you're just always trashing on the Eagles." I'm like, "No, I'm just telling the truth. I'm telling you." And I think the Cowboys and Eagles are equivalent right now, but they aren't a 1-loss team. Like they should be a 3-loss team, like the Cowboys are. And I feel like the Cowboys honestly are probably a 4-loss, 5-loss team in the grand scheme of things at the end of the season. And I feel like the Eagles are probably equivalent to that. But the 49ers are hands down the best team in football right now. No one is going to compete with them. And if they do not have an injury or a player does not slow down, like a Christian McCaffrey has too many carries and just hits a wall, they're going to the Super Bowl and they're going to win it.
I hope everyone took the Deebo Samuel 3-touchdown over or whatever, because we all know he played against me in my home league where I really wanted to win. I hope you guys all started Derrick Henry as well, because again, he's on the same team. Zach Charbonnet, best game of his career.
He started. Derrick Henry get taken out?
Yeah, but before then he had 2 touchdowns and 100 yards, so it doesn't matter. He
concussion.
And then I'm like, oh, I have a shot. This guy has Jordan Love on Sunday Night Football. I woke up the next morning. He had like 30 points. Anyone that played against me, I'm just saying, I'm just fucking pissed about fantasy. That's all. That's why I'm so cranky, Dave. That's why I've been such a piece of shit, but I don't want to tell anyone. I'm just so mad that I needed to win.
Can I get a reminder?
I played a super team. Every single person on his fucking team scored 2 or more touchdowns. Zach Charbonnet, Jordan Love, Deebo Samuel, Derrick Henry, the Taysom Hill. The list goes on of just bums.
Can we get because first of all, what's the app that we use in our fantasy league?
Sleeper.
The Sleeper app. I don't get notifications ever. Ever.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
And so I've tried setting my notifications to where I will. Don't get them ever. So I was like, oh yeah, my Sleeper app. Let me go check it last night. So I go to check this thing. I have 5 people on bye week.
Oh, who were you playing?
I forget who I was playing.
Raphael, I don't know if we signed Reuben Foster. I have no
Dell
idea.
or no Dell.
Oh man, really?
AJ. And I still won. Tell me how I won. And I had James Cook
on bye.
KJ Osborne on bye. Stephon Diggs on bye. I had Alexander Madison on bye. And I still won.
Listen, I just want to complain real quick. So this league that I'm in, I was 2-4 on the ropes. I'm rocky, bro. I'm getting knocked out. I just need to come back. but then I'm getting my players back because I have a lot of injuries. I have a lot of injured players. I started out with Jonathan Taylor on IR. You know, Puka went down or didn't do much. Whatever. I have a bunch of injuries. I finally claw my way back, scratch and crawl, like I tell everyone on OUS. Every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. You guys, I didn't plug what times.
Yeah.
But you know where to find me. I've been telling y'all, scratch and crawl.
Well,
Don't
you
give
know.
up. Don't give up. I went to 6-6. I went to 6-6, and I needed to win this week to clinch my playoff spot. Again, I go against Derrick Henry, Deebo Samuel, freaking Taysom Hill, Zach Charbonnet. And then what kicked it off was the beginning of the freaking week when they announced Jonathan Taylor was going to be on IR or whatever, little pansy boy, can't even play football without a thumb. Josh Jacobs was on a bye. DJ, I lose. But not only do I lose to the number 1 scoring team in the league. And was I the number 2 scoring team in the league? No, I was not. I was number 3. I would have beat anyone else. My team is hot. No one is hotter. If I didn't lose Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, and DJ Moore this week, I win easy.
It's going to happen.
And now I'm going to miss the playoffs.
It's happening. Christian Kirk is getting 3 touchdowns. And Raphael's getting the
Listen,
win.
in this league, I need T. Higgins to score 32.84 points. That's 0% chance.
I just want you to know. I had 4 people on bye that I did not take out of my lineup, and I won. How does that even happen?
You know,
I did have DK.
I'm just so over fantasy football. I was talking about this. I love fantasy. Don't get me wrong, but I am just so tired of the bad players winning and the idiots starting 4 people on a bye and winning. What is happening?
I don't know. Like, I was like, okay, I lost. Like, that was my mistake. I was almost went in and tried to swap out some players. But I was like, there's no point. Like, everyone on my bench already played, or they're good and they're like, there's no point. And then I was like, I lost. Like, in my head before I checked, I lost. And somehow I won.
T. Higgins, yes, Raphael. He's been the bane of my existence. I hate.
Do you play T. Higgins?
I had to.
I'm just saying, but like right now, is he like a wide receiver 2 or?
No, he's like a wide receiver 4. He's been god awful. He's been a zero,
especially Burrow. Without Burrow. Like,
yeah, he's been a complete just failure, almost as bad as Jerry Jeudy. Almost, not as bad, but almost as bad as Jerry Jeudy.
How's JJ been this year?
Justin Jefferson, elite until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm not even exaggerating. Like elite until he got hurt. Unfortunate, but not as good as Tyreek. Tyreek is
unreal.
Do you think
so? His goal was 2,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
how far off is he? How far out? I mean,
he's like 600 yards away,
and
he's 529 yards away. No, 19 yards. 519 yards away.
519.
Yep.
How many games? 4 games left.
No. 3, is it 4? No, there's 13, 5 or 6 14, games left. 15,
oh yeah, he'll 16. Get it. Yeah. Oh yeah, he'll get that. He'll get it.
That's
1,000%. That's gonna be awesome. Amon-Ra scored a touchdown, Raphael. You can't be mad at that, man. Sun God did his thing. Sun God always does his thing.
Amon-Ra, I thought that boy had some juice on that touchdown too. Like, I looked at that and I was like, oh, look at Jameson Williams go. And I was like, that's not Jameson Williams. That's Amon-Ra. He had some juice on him.
None of them are on the same level as Deebo Samuel. By far the best player in the world because he played against me in fantasy. By far the best player in the world. Making Brock Purdy out here looking like an MVP. Deebo did all the work. What do you think about this Brock Purdy MVP situation?
You think he's
no, but people are talking about it.
How can you have more than one MVP on your team?
I mean, it's possible.
Is it?
I think when
because
let's go back to the NBA.
Most valuable.
When Steph Curry and Kevin Durant were on the same team, they were both.
But one of them is more valuable than the other one. So the most valuable.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
100%. There can't be 2 players with the same value and be the most valuable player.
What up, Hunter? Yeah, you can be valuable. It's all about perspective.
Yeah, you can be valuable, but you can't be most valuable. Do you not see this like M word that comes before the VP and MVP?
There's been co-MVPs before.
from the same team?
No, but there's been co-MVPs.
Yeah, but not from the same team.
There could be.
How?
Because what if they're the most
'Cause-
valuable at their own position? Like, let's say
Because
one's
it's
defensive
the
on up.
most valuable player.
Okay, you could say CMC is the most valuable player, correct?
Yeah.
You can also
I
say
think he's got to be number one right now in the rankings. Like CMC is number one.
but you take him away in that playoff game last year against Philadelphia, they probably have a better shot. But you take Purdy away, they have no shot. So
Well,
really,
that would be
the
the most valuable backup.
So well, who really though? Who's the most valuable player? If you lose CMC in the Eagles game, they have a good shot because they still have Elijah Mitchell. They still have their running game.
That's
Um,
just
But if you
then-
lose Brock Purdy, they had no one.
because they didn't have a valuable backup.
So who was more valuable? Did they add a valuable backup? Do they have a Gardner Minshew back there? No, I don't think they added anyone. Matter of fact, they got rid of Trey Lance.
Right now, if you eliminate CMC from this team, do you think they continue to do what they're doing?
Yes, Elijah Mitchell is not CMC. Let's be
No,
clear.
not
on
at
that.
all.
But he's
You
Elijah
think-
Mitchell, and he could still run the ball effectively enough to get the job done. Yes.
Did you watch the 49ers game last night?
I
Or
watched
yesterday?
a little bit. I watched a little bit.
Did you watch the beginning of it?
Yes.
Do you feel like without CMC, they got out of that rut that they were in?
He definitely got
begin
them
the game.
going. He definitely got them going.
Do you think
1000%.
Elijah Mitchell could have done the same thing? Or do you think they
They would've
continued
relied
that,
on
fell
Debo.
into a rut, and then
They would have relied on
done.
Debo. They would have relied on Debo Samuel.
so really with that statement, there isn't a valuable player on the 49ers.
Brock Purdy.
They're
'Cause
just
without
a
Brock
complete
Purdy-
team.
No, Brock Purdy. Without him, no one's steering the ship. Now you can get someone equal value to him. If you could bring in someone equal talents, yes, he's replaceable. But I'm talking about right now. If you knock him off the team, that team falls.
But the thing is, last year, we're talking about Brock Purdy being the third string quarterback. So they went from what's his name that's on Dallas right now?
Dak.
Correct? No. The backup that was in San Francisco that they started last year and got hurt, Trey Lance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Trey Lance.
They started with
talking
Trey Lance,
They're
then
talking
they
about
went to Pretty Boy, and then they went to Brock Purdy, and then they went to who at quarterback?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. And what happened?
Yeah. But
Would you swap roles? Brock Purdy at running back.
they literally didn't have another quarterback.
I know.
That's why this situation happened. Did they bring someone else in after Brock
Dude,
Purdy got hurt?
How many
and
times
he got
do we
hurt
see-
too.
How many times do we see a running back come in for an elite running back? For example, I'm just thinking of any situation. Seriously, Deontay Foreman last year, Deontay Foreman this year. You can just plug in a running back. That's what they do. Yes, there are special ones like a Kamara, CMC, Barkley. I get it. But the talent drop off isn't that far from quarterback drop off. That's why they win the most awards. It's much easier to replace a running back. You know that. Everyone knows that. So that's why it's going to be so difficult to give him the most valuable player award. He has to do something like AP. Adrian Peterson that 1 year, he has to do that, and he's not doing that. He's scoring a lot of
So,
touchdowns.
I mean, he's got
What's his yardage though? Like he's not the lead. He's not the lead in the league in yards rushing.
He
yards,
is
he?
by
Is he really?
almost 200 yards.
What? Like
Yeah.
quietly? What the hell?
Yeah, like by 200 yards right now.
No way.
He has 12 touchdowns.
Yes, I know that.
And
do
then
know
let's
that
just look
fact.
at Christian McCaffrey overall. Because
He-
I know he has
he-
receiving yards as well. He has
How-
429 receiving yards. He has a total of 17 touchdowns this year, 14 a little over 1400 yards all
You know,
purpose.
what's going to hold him back? He's got to get over 2,000 all-purpose yards.
Oh, for sure. I think he has to get more than that.
Yeah.
I think he has to be
For sure.
somewhere between like he needs 700 yards more in rushing. So he
I
needs to
cannot
have 1700
believe-
yards rushing.
I'm looking at this leader list and I'm just blown away.
And I think
What is
in order for him, he needs 700 more yards rushing. I think he
Eesh.
needs,
Bijan's seventh in rushing and they don't even use him?
yeah. I think that he needs to clip 1,000 yards for receiving yards. He needs to get at least 15 rushing touchdowns and 10 receiving touchdowns.
I'm
So
just
he would
blown
need a
away.
total of 25 total touchdowns, and he would need a total of 2,700 all-purpose yards to be MVP. So with that being said, Christian McCaffrey has to have an insane season for him to be MVP because the value of quarterbacks are just so great. Who do you currently have for the MVP? Because we talked about this. You said, and I think we're seeing Tyreek being talked about in the chat here as well. But I feel like if Tyreek hits 2,000 yards, he's in that conversation. But again, he needs to have an insane season. 2,000 yards isn't going to do it for him. He needs to have the touchdown production, which he's doing that as well. But he also needs to have a crazy season to be MVP. So where do you currently, if you had to rank your top, let's say 3 for MVP, where would you rank them? Are you there? No one can hear you right now. What is going on, Kimmel? What is happening?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we got you now.
I muted myself. Hey, man. I had kids running up the stairs, to be honest with you. Anyway, my top 3 MVPs, I was listening. Nothing's changed for me, except for I think I moved Dak Prescott up to number 3 right now.
Number 3. Wow.
Yeah, I do. I have CJ Stroud at number 2. I know I'm going to get hate for that. I know I am, but you cannot say just because he's a rookie doesn't mean he can't win the award. And I still have Tua at number 1. Tua is not my number 1.
Tua is number 1?
Yep. Here's
you
why.
are kidding. Stop it.
Here's why.
Stop it.
McDaniel said something in the
Why?
locker room. Last year at 8-3, what was happening? Tua was hurt, concussions, everything was happening all at once. Then all of a sudden Miami lost all these games in a row. But if Tua was there, they would have that 8-3 record would have been 9-3, 10-3, maybe 10-4, maybe. You get where I'm going. Now we have a healthy Tua with an understanding of this offense. I was watching him yesterday, and I know it's against the Washington Commanders, and I know they're trash. But all I could think about was, man, this kid's got poise in his pocket. This kid's going to learn how to move a pocket around, kind of like a Breeze did. This kid's going to learn everything, and he's going to become one of the most accurate elite quarterbacks for a long time. And maybe I was just focused in some zone yesterday, but I saw it. I saw a move yesterday where he was in the pocket, shook a tackle to the left, and then just kept his eyes downfield and threw a dart. And I'm like, this kid's got it, man. Like, if he can just stop being so aggressive sometimes and just take what's given to him and stop trying to force the ball and become some kind of hero quarterback. He's trying to prove too much that he can be. Just sit back and do your thing. I think he's the most valuable player right now. Dolphins wouldn't be where they are without him. That's the number 1 seed in the AFC. Number 1.
So quick question. Do interceptions not matter this year, or is it only when Dak Prescott throws them?
Well, listen, I'm mad at Tua because I have a season-long bet.
Serious question. Do interceptions not matter unless Dak Prescott is throwing them?
They matter if a lot of quarterbacks throw them. Justin Herbert gets criticized. Baker Mayfield, Jordan Love, like they all do. I don't know what you're talking about.
Josh Allen doesn't.
Josh Allen, his turnovers, yes, they've been talking about.
Josh Allen has 13 interceptions to 24 touchdowns.
Okay, listen, Tua's got 10. Dak has 6, right? I mean, we don't know how many of those came off of Hail Marys or some dumb Tua things. Like some of these interceptions are.
Well, why are we making excuses for Tua when we can't make excuses for Dak? When half of his interceptions last year hit receivers' hands.
I have Dak in the top 3. I haven't been in the top 3, buddy.
I feel like Dak should be number 1 right now. And I
have no problem with that.
I am a tough Dak grader because you watched me after the 49ers game say, I don't know what we're going to do with Dak because he can't beat the big team. He came out, he beat Seattle.
It's not really a big team.
They're competitive.
But they're not really a big team.
I think we'll see next week, and he'll beat Philly because that will happen. We're beating Philly. He is undefeated at home.
Ooh.
So there's that.
Listen, Josh. I'm with you. I love Dak. Dak's one of my guys. You know I've always liked Dak. But what I'm trying to say is we've seen Cooper Rush come in, we've seen these bums come in, and the offense still kind of moves along.
Can
It
you win
wasn't as
an MVP
drastic.
with 10 interceptions on the year?
I think interceptions are becoming more like strikeouts in baseball. Not that it doesn't matter, but just okay, he's got 10 picks. Whatever.
We just pick and choose who we want to be tough on with these interceptions.
Yeah.
Oh, you have 10 picks. No worries.
Hey,
We trashed Dak last year of how many picks he had.
I didn't trash Dak. I don't trash nobody for throwing interceptions. I
we
really
trash
don't.
every quarterback that has over 10 interceptions.
Not me. Couldn't be me.
He throws, what is it? To every 3 touchdowns or every 2 touchdowns, he throws a pick.
Listen, Joshua. I don't make these rules. Okay, I'm not the voting public of this MVP discussion. I'm just telling you. I gave
Brock
you
Purdy's
3 people.
Not even,
no, he's not. He's not.
no.
I told you. I gave you my 3 guys: Dak, C.J. Stroud, and Tua.
Why is C.J. Stroud in there over who? Over other players? Why C.J. Stroud?
Over who?
Just
over who?
any other every other quarterback but Tua.
Okay, you see what CJ Stroud's doing in Houston? They're creating a new environment, a winning environment. They're turning things around. And I think CJ Stroud is the vehicle for that. He is the number one key of that happening. I love CJ Stroud's emotions yesterday, by the way. He got in someone's face. By the way, he's the one who should have got the penalty, but it is what it is. The fire in that offense, I haven't seen that team be emotional in so long. He's doing it with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Don't get me wrong, those guys are phenomenal athletes, but so many other guys have so many different things surrounding them, like a Tyreek Hill, like a CMC, like a CeeDee Lamb. CJ Stroud doesn't have that. He's doing it with bum ass Devin Singletary and bum ass, slow ass Dameon Pierce in that very, very mid receiver room. Robert Woods still running routes out there. In a rookie head coach, man. Like, it's hard to do. It's hard to win this league. We see so many Zach Wilsons. We see so many Tim Boyles. We see so many bad quarterback play. And it's refreshing to see a rookie come out here, throw for 20 touchdowns already, 5 picks. And all those picks are coming in the last like 3 or 4 weeks because I think he's getting too gunslingy out there. Yeah. I think, and plus he's got his team in the playoffs right now. Doesn't he? 7 wins. He's got his team in the playoffs.
So he does have a 63% completion percentage, which is awful. Anything under 65 is just really bad. We're looking at Sam Howell having a 65.8.
Hey, that Sam Howell tier, remember?
Yeah, I mean,
Sam Howell, I gave him his own tier, and you were like, "You're giving Sam Howell his own tier." Remember that?
Yeah, I said that because you watched one game of Sam Howell,
and it turns out this is who he is.
Yeah, he's a quarterback that throws 14 picks and 18 touchdowns. So yeah, that's who he is.
Fantasy madness, baby. I love it.
Brock Purdy over here is just throwing numbers up left and right. 70% completion rating, over 3,000 yards currently. His passing average is 9.6 yards. Yeah. Is there a quarterback throwing better than that right now?
Not right now, honestly. And if you see a lot of Deebo Samuel catching a 12-yard route, breaking tackles, running down, killing my fantasy season, by the way.
Brock Purdy is throwing a yard more average than Tua, who has 8.6.
Good for Brock Purdy. I mean,
he has one less touchdown.
How many attempts? Tua? How many attempts? Where's Brock Purdy?
332 yards.
And Tua's got 401, so 401. Just a little 70 more, 70 more passing.
Yeah, and he just has like 300 less yards than Tua. He has 1 less touchdown than Tua. He has 4 less passing interceptions than Tua. No big deal.
No big deal. Nothing special. So, now let me. I ask you.
I think Brock Purdy is up there. If you had to put the value of the quarterback for the MVP position,
Brock Purdy.
I think Purdy's having a good year.
He's having a phenomenal year. Good for him. I'm so happy for Brock Purdy. I really am. Jump for fucking joy.
But
I hate Brock Purdy.
Why?
I just don't. He's just so good, and it's so annoying.
Do you think he's
Yes.
the next Tom Brady?
No,
He's a part of the team that could do it.
I
That
don't want to think that way.
49ers team could come out and just dominate this entire decade. They can come out, win this year, win next year, win the following year. They could lose the next year, but be in the Super Bowl. They have the team that could do that. The only caveat to that is they're going to lose their left tackle, who I truly think is the MVP of their team. And that might be devastating for that offense.
Cut to the chase, Joshua. Dolphins, 49ers, Super Bowl. Who wins? How bad?
You
How
think
bad's
the
the
Dol-
blowout?
I did say this the other day. I said the AFC is so bad that the Dolphins could make the Super Bowl.
What do you mean by that? Bad? What do
The
you, what do you mean?
AFC is just
Oh, it's not good right now.
so bad.
The Chiefs are embarrassing.
Chiefs, Chiefs don't even they can't catch a ball. Are they missing EB, Eric Bieniemy?
They're missing. Yes, they're missing Tyreek. They're missing him. They're missing.
Well, they're not missing Tyreek because they're 2 years removed from Tyreek, so they're not missing Tyreek, and they won a Super Bowl without Tyreek, so they're not missing Tyreek.
You know who they're missing? They're missing their MVP. Travis Kelce has been a shell of himself.
Has he, or is he the only target that they have, and they're the one, and they're just trying to take him away from the
That's
game?
what it's been like for 2 years, buddy, and they haven't shut him down in 2 years.
Yeah, but they've had receivers that could catch last year.
Travis Kelce has been, and I've been saying it since day one, uninterested in football. I don't think he cares about the game anymore. I really don't. He wants to be a reality star. He wants to be a reality star. He wants to be a. That's why they set this thing up. It's all fake, and he's too
fake.
Dude, they had before this, like what, 4 years ago, the Kelce dating show. That's when he wanted to be a reality star. Now there's a Kelce documentary. Now he's doing a stupid podcast. It's just ridiculous, trying to get that Pat McAfee. He just wants to transition so bad out of football.
You think
his last resort was freaking?
You think New Heights is for Travis Kelce?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
You think the New Heights show is for Travis Kelce? It's not Travis Kelce.
I just think he wants to be Pat McAfee so bad.
No, I disagree with that.
He wants to just get out of football and just become
I disagree with that
personality.
I think so.
That's all he cares about.
Really?
Yes.
I see. I think you're reading into things because New Heights is not for Travis Kelce.
I don't know.
New Heights is for Jason Kelce. The documentary is about Jason Kelce.
No, man.
Jason Kelce is trying to find his life after football right now, and he's bringing in his brother to help him with that, seeing what avenue he can take to life after football.
I don't know, man.
It's true.
I don't know. You tell me.
I told you.
I just see what I see.
Just told you.
I just see what I see.
Literally just told
I just see what I see the truth. I see the truth in everything.
Here, you see, but just listen.
I see it before other people see it. I know what's going on. I see between the lines every time. I see reality, Josh. I really do. You can't fool me.
How old? Because I mean, we could be looking at the end of Jason Kelce or Travis Kelce's career too.
Yeah, for sure.
Very soon.
What do you,
2 years.
What do you think this whole season was for?
34. Yeah.
To set him up for his next path.
To
get him enough fandom, to get him enough sponsorships with that relationship with Taylor Swift that they partnered with. He bought in. He asked her for an investment. He made an investment.
Why would Taylor Swift do that?
Why would she not?
Why would she?
Why would she not?
Why does she need to do that?
I hate this stupid argument. You know why I hate this argument?
Why does she need to do that?
Let me tell you something.
She's literally the biggest thing in media right now. Why does she need it?
I'm glad you brought this up. Dave, my friend Dave, is just as dumb as you are. You don't stay on top without staying in people's faces. You don't stay on top without staying in front of people's faces. What I mean by that? How do you get in front of people's faces? What's the biggest thing that is watched on television?
I don't know. You go on tour.
The NFL.
The NFL. That tour, you then create your own. She could literally do anything she wants and be in front of people's faces.
Okay.
Anything that she touches, every media network is going to want to pick it up.
How many more? And who thinks that Taylor Swift bought into this? NFL bought her. to get more young kids. My young kids, my 2 girls who never watched football in their life, have watched every single week this week.
And because of that, you think that this thing is fake.
And it's not just me. It's the girls talking on FaceTime to their friends. Oh my gosh, I think I like the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is pretty cute. It's expanding. What do you think the NFL is trying to do? Expand. So what do? They buy the biggest megastar with the biggest reach to young kids, young children, young women, and they bring them in. And then what's the rub? Okay, you have to have a relationship with one of these athletes who want to expand into their next future endeavors, which is Travis Kelce. It's a fucking trade-off. It happens in media. It happens in Hollywood. Happens everywhere.
It's not happening. It's this. I truly believe that this is a legit relationship. I'm glad Hooked Up agrees with me.
I don't know which one he believes in, but all I gotta say is, people, open your eyes. It's everywhere. It's in our face.
No, I mean, I can
open your eyes.
I can see the where you can draw that conclusion, but I truly do not believe that that's the conclusion. Why does Taylor Swift have to do that?
Eminem's one of the best rappers of all time, right? Best rappers of all time,
arguably.
Sells out stadiums everywhere. One of the best. Everyone knows Eminem. No one has a bigger fan base than Eminem. Why is he on Fortnite? Why is he promoting himself on Fortnite? Why is he trying to get in people's faces?
He's like Eminem's the biggest, but he is not in the media like Taylor Swift is.
Hold on. Why was Jessica Simpson dating Tony Romo all of a sudden at her height? All of a sudden she's showing in the
because they were in a relationship.
But what did that do for Tony Romo? What did he want to do afterwards? Get into this position where he's at now, where he's in people's faces. He's trying to become the next. Everyone has a motive, Josh.
You think Jessica Simpson put
I'm sure
in the
dude, she was the hottest star.
No,
but she was one of the hottest stars right at that time, and he wanted to transition into something bigger to become a megastar.
You think
I think everyone has
a relationship into.
I think everyone has motive. I think everyone has.
Yeah,
motive.
You want to be in a relationship with somebody. That's the motive.
I think that you. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. With America,
why does it have to always be more to it than
because
actually no, it's not always more to it.
Yes,
not every time. It is not more to
it. Travis Scott. No, Eminem was in the Raphael. Eminem was in the live event Saturday. It was pretty cool, dude. Lego's coming to Fortnite. Why would Lego need to do that? They're the biggest toy selling thing of all time. Why would they need to go to Fortnite? Because they sell more toys than I did the research. They sell more toys than anyone in the past 30 years. But why would they need to go to Fortnite?
Because that's their their demographic right there.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson in the Rocker video set up. Ray J and Kim set up. It's all set up.
I can see those two 100%. But
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Why do you think Triple H wanted to get with Stephanie? It doesn't just always, because Triple H wanted to get to the top.
And are they still together?
Yeah.
Oh man, he's already at the top, isn't he? Why is he still with her? If all he wanted to do is get to the top,
they're actually separated. Rumors. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It took this long for him to separate.
As soon as he got head of creative, which is what he's wanted since day one. As soon as he was named head of creative, that's when the rumors came out they were split. That's all I gotta say.
I'm just saying, there's not
me and Tyreek are
something.
Me and Tyreek are the same, hooked up because we play Fortnite together. We don't like Peely.
Peely?
Who's
Peely?
Yes, Travis Scott was before Eminem. And then they had an Ariana Grande one. Why would Ariana Grande need to pair up with Fortnite? I don't know.
My thing is, why do you think people get in false relationships that are the biggest name in the entire sport or in the entire world right now, needs no money because she's literally giving money away on her tours, hundreds of thousands of dollars on each location that she goes to in her tour. She donates, but she needs to take a little bit of money to get in the face of someone because she's not in people's faces. And you bring up people like Eminem who are past their prime, who are not in the media anymore.
I can think of more. Don't worry.
Give me one person.
Don't worry, pal. I got you.
Give me someone comparable to the Taylor Swift.
I will think about it after, just like you did with my Tua and top 10 list that you never gave me. Top 10 quarterbacks.
I gave it. It's literally on Twitter right now.
Well, then I'll do it on Twitter after the show. You can follow me on Twitter.
It's literally on Twitter that I never gave you, but it's literally on Twitter.
I do want to say Hooked Up. I know Tyreek streamed on Twitch. He's really cool with his fans. I think Tyreek Hill is super cool.
We got some Fortnite tags for you, Kimmel.
Let's go Fortnite tag. Big Toes 1775.
Big Oats.
All right. If I add you, my name is Kitty Meow. Kitty Meow.
Did you say Big Toes, not Big Oats?
Big Toes. It's Big Toes, right?
Yeah, 100% Big Toes. But anyway, yeah, this is the end. I know Kimmel's going to have something to say that's going to dig deep into everyone's soul and just make everyone have a little self-finding here. But anyway, appreciate you guys coming on. Make sure to follow us on all the social platforms, Mugs and Balls, Fins Talk Sports Network as well. And we are on Discord. So if you go to our Twitter and join our Discord channel, we would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, what is the last thing you have to say?
I really have nothing to say but fins up. We're number one in the NFL, baby. Tua for MVP. Raphael, I'm gonna hit you up literally after this. I'm gonna add you on. Is that your PlayStation 5 name?
Would that be Big Otes then if it's Spanish? Like I feel like it's not oats. Is it?
It's toes, baby. Come on. It's toes.
Or is it just one whole word and it's like Biotes or something like that?
I gotta take a picture of this tag so I can. Don't end the stream yet, Josh. I gotta take a picture of this because I don't want to let my.
It's gonna be there after the stream. So appreciate you guys. Come back next week. We are here.